Good evening, everybody. It's quiz time. It's 8 o'clock. It's Sunday evening. Manchester United are just about to kick off, but let's not worry about that. We have plenty of people that aren't bothered about watching football tonight. However, tonight we've got 6 rounds of tricky trivia to keep you all entertained. And as you can see, I am transmitting from my lounge and not, as with last week, from outside. That is probably because you've noticed we've had quite a bit of wet weather this afternoon, so perhaps been a bit of a dampener on proceedings, but never mind. Right, who's in tonight? We have 30 teams logged on at present. Ian Barker's just said good evening, Nick. Evening to you, Ian. Hope all is well. And also Martin and Tina have just joined us from sunny Dunchurch. So good evening, Martin and Tina. Hope all is well with you two. Michelle's just logged in and joined us from sunny Crick. So how's things with Michelle and the gang? Are you a full team tonight, Michelle, or are you just on your own tonight? Or the 2 or 3 or 4 of you, I don't know. You'll have to let me know. Well, today's been right. We've just had Toronto, and Great White has just joined us from Toronto. So good evening from sunny Rugby, or should I say rather damp, overcast and miserable Rugby tonight, although it's still warm in my house. But good evening from all in Rugby and around our surroundings to sunny Toronto, and you're just waiting for your friends from Chepstow to come and join you. So let's hope they join you very soon. Right, we've got Ian Miller who's just joined us. Good evening, Ian. How are the Hedgehogs tonight? Or are you waiting for them later? I hope all is well with you and the family. Julie's just joined us. Good evening, Julie. Hope all is well from Brownsover, sunny Brownsover. It's probably a bit like it's been here today. It was getting blacker and blacker this afternoon. Right, tonight's beer, just before we go any further, tonight's beer is from Ilkley Brewery. I think there's a more on there somewhere. Ilkley More by Tattle or something, but never mind. Powered by beer, Ilkley Brewery. That sounds interesting, doesn't it? Right, never mind. All right, so I've already said evening to Julie. So evening to Julie and all of Brownsover. Nikki Bowser's just joined us. Good evening, Nikki, as has Lisa Lasky. Afternoon. Team UK USA calling in from sunny California. Now, what's the weather like in California? It's got to be better than it's been here today. After many weeks of fine weather, things were broken today with some rather stormy weather here in the UK, with some big thunderstorms rattling across the Midlands. We didn't get much, but we got a little bit this afternoon. Right, Andrew's just joined us. Good evening, Andrew. Hope all is well from sunny Yelvertoft, and things are well with you and the rest of your family. Lydia's just said hello to everybody. She's sat opposite me, but never mind, keeping ourselves busy. Chris has just said good evening. So good evening, Chris. Hope all is well with you, especially how's the hangover from last night. I don't know, but we'll see. Home Alone 6 are all here. Blimey, O'Reilly. Well done, Carol. Come on then, let's see how we do fare tonight. Michelle's just said another team from Crick, so we've got 2 teams in from Crick tonight. Michelle has said to us, waiting for Sun to return from the Red Lion. On Wednesday, we'll be in Leeds, so we'll have middle son and wife join the team. York visit Tuesday. Well, it sounds like a fun. We went to York week before last. Lovely city, and well worth it. Angie, hi, Carol and the gang. Oh, Nick Bauer, sorry. Nick, it says Nick, not Nicky. Why did I say? I get called Nicky. Well, I only ever get called Nicky by my mother, who is no longer, and by my cousin. And that's about it, but never mind. 107 degrees today. Big thunderstorm this morning, clearing up afternoon. All right. Wow. So 107 degrees in sunny California. Well, that tops our poultry, whatever it is. Hang on, I'll tell you what we're inside the house at the moment. Yeah, it's 26 degrees in here, which is, equates for you Americans to a sunny 78 degrees or something Fahrenheit. But never mind. Right, we've just had Don Quizzotti join us, signing in from South London. Good evening, Dean. Hope all is well with you. I trust you've got the rest of the team joining you. And Vanessa's just joined us. Good evening, Vanessa Hughes from sunny Burton-on-Trent. Hope all is well with you. Right, let's just go through last week's winners, so to speak. We had last Sunday a 3-way tie. Right at the top of the leaderboard. We split the difference the Rotary Club of Rugby, and PRS, all posting a fantastic score of 57 points out of a possible 60. That was hotly pursued by, or they were hotly pursued by Don Quixote, who just picked out on a point on 56. They were hotly pursued by Squeaky Pob on 55 points, and they were hotly pursued by the Famous Five, who ended up last week on 54 points. So well played all those teams who were in the running, well played them all. Right, we've just had John O'Rourke and the gang. The Famous Five have just joined us tonight, and the Ridgeways are in for an exciting evening of quizzing and whatever else they're doing. I trust we've all got a beer ready to hand and some nibbles to keep us going during the evening. As I said, Manchester United have kicked off tonight at 8 o'clock, so there's going to be one or two, I know, of my relations probably watching the match instead of obviously doing the more important quiz, but that's up to them. Let's just hope it's nothing like the other Manchester side that didn't do particularly well last night, but never mind. Right then, I'm still feeling a bit stuffed, to be quite honest. We had a huge lunch today. I had my mother-in-law round, first time she's been round for a while. In fact, probably since lockdown, isn't it? Yes, first time since March, I think, she's actually been round to eat in the house. But we had a lovely leg of lamb, which kept us going, and yes, fine joint. Poor little lamb was only running around a field that we know a few weeks ago. So we've ended up with a good portion of the lamb, but never mind. Anyway, Chris Speaks just joined us. Good evening, Chris. Hope as well. He said, we are back. I know you've been on posting some marvellous trip by the sounds of things. It looked as if you were eating and drinking everywhere, so I'm surprised if you don't come back probably half a stone heavier than you started, but never mind. I'm sure you'll get back on that golf course and lose it all again, but never mind. So great to see you back in action, Chris. Let's see how you fare tonight. We've got Pinky and Perky. They've just checked in. So good evening, Pinky and Perky. And we've got Gerard, Jed and Tracy, who have joined us from sunny Burton-on-Trent. All present and correct, raring to go. Right, got 46 teams now logged on. I think we all have, maybe we'll have one or two more than we had last week. We will see. We've got 8 minutes before we kick the quiz off. Tonight, we have 6 rounds as usual. I'll just quickly zip through the rounds for you so you know what you're playing for. Round number 1 is always entitled Sunday. Tonight it's Sunday the 16th. You take the first letters and or numbers of the letters Sunday 16th, and they are the first letters of each of your answers. Round number 2 tonight is entitled 6 letters long round, a 6 letters long round. That basically means all the answers are just 6 letters long, surprisingly. Man, you have a penalty, do they? Wait a minute, I'm not sure about that. Surprise, surprise. They're always getting penalties, aren't they? But never mind. So round number 2, yes, 6 letter answers. Round number 3 is a trivia trail, and the trivia trail tonight, basically you take the last letter of your first answer is the first letter of your next answer until you get to number 10, where the last letter of number 10 is the first letter of your first answer. Round number 4 tonight is entitled All the A's. All the A's. That basically means that all the answers start with the letter A. That makes it nice and easy, doesn't it? All the answers start with the letter A. Round number 5 tonight is entitled Doctors and Nurses. Doctors and Nurses. So all the answers have got something to do with doctors and or nurses, of course, which is pretty straightforward. I'm sure you'll all find that a straightforward round. And round number 6, as always, is just a bit of general tricky trivia to see how you all fare with some pretty random, obscure general trivia questions. So that is round number 6 tonight. I noticed that there's a bit of a thing going on here. Graham Gifford has just joined us. So good evening, Graham. And Joe, hope all is well with you too. That's from Cambridge, sunny Cambridge. Steve Farner's just joined us. Good evening, Steve. Hope all is well with you. Steve and Dexter. Evening all from Hill, Steve and Dexter. Good evening. Yeah, was that Man United scored? No, they haven't scored. Well, they haven't scored on my screen, but never mind. somebody in the back of the net. By the look, oh, somebody's down, done his ankle in. Right then, where have I got to? Harry, Julie, and Ian are here. And we have Caden, our 18-month-old grandson, here as our captain. Excellent. Excellent. That's what I like to see. Bring them up early, answering quiz questions. I had my 3-year-old granddaughter this week towing around, and I'm trying to teach her all the trees at the moment. So we're going to every tree and finding out what leaves are, and I tell her what the trees are. Well, and she's getting quite good at it. She can recognise oak and horse chestnut already and ash, so she's doing all right. And she's 3, or is she 3? Yeah, she's 3. Teach them young, that's what I say. Teach them young. They know their trees. By the time they're 5, then you can go on to, what's that? Oh yeah, she knows all her road signs already. That's very good. In fact, that's a specialist subject. Right, we've got PRS have just joined us. PRS, joint winners last week on a fantastic 57 points. As I said, I have just gone back down the, let's just go back over last week's winners. I've got split the difference on 57. We had the Rugby Rotary Club also on 57 points, and we had PRS on 57 points. So that were last week's winners. In second place was Don Quixote on a fantastic 56. Squeaky Pob and the gang were on 55 points, hotly pursued by the famous 5, who ended up on 54 points. So it's always very close, the quiz. Anne Anderson's just joined us. So Anne and Dave have joined in, and so have the Rugby Rotary Club. So we've got all 3 of last week's winning teams joined us, along with Don Quixote, who were in 4th place, the famous 5 and Squeaky Pop. So it looks like we're in for a good competition, as always. So it's what's Robin saying? So it's trees, road signs, and the winners of Voice USA. Yes, quite. She's also excellent, Robin, on car badges. She can tell you every car manufacturer, which is very impressive for a 3-year-old. She just goes up and starts pressing everybody's car badges. She doesn't realise they're somebody's property, but never mind. Oh yes, Man United have scored after all. Well, I think they have. So you're well ahead of me, obviously, Robin. You must have it on in the background. Right, we have 3 minutes before we start tonight's quiz. Kevin Kiernan, yes, Kevin Kiernan and the gang. Let's welcome all from Rugby Rotary Club tonight. I trust you've got a strong team as usual, probably 3 or 4 of you, or maybe even 5 or 6 if you like. It's on my TV. Yes. Oh. Well, we'll see how it all goes tonight anyway. I expect my brother Greg will be watching the game if nothing else. Right, what are we all drinking tonight then? Is anybody on any exciting beer or not? We were at the Alexandra Arms last night doing some social distancing in the back garden, and we were on, I think it was Hook Norton's flagship. Well, I was on it anyway, the wife and I. A very nice pint, refreshing. A little bit boring perhaps, but it was a nice pint all the same. And tonight I'm on the Ilkley Brewery Pale Ale, whatever that is, but 4.2%, and a very nice tasting beer. Right, we've now got 62 teams signed up and raring to go for tonight's quiz. Blackberry and Prosecco cocktail, says Dean. Very nice, that sounds excellent. I was going to say, there does seem to be an awful lot of blackberries about at the moment, so it's time that we probably got out there before the weather gets that bad. And now what's Jed says he's 99 red balloons. A very good ruby beer. That sounds interesting. Who the hell brews that then? 99 red balloons. That's yes, but what's that? Nana Brewery. Yeah, it could be. Martin Davis is on Hobgoblin Gold. Don Quixote all in London this week. Oh, fantastic. Oh. So all of you are down in London doing the quiz from London. That sounds fair enough. So we've got London, we've got Toronto, we have got California, and we've got people from, where have we got people from tonight? Sorry, we've got Burton-on-Trent, we've got Cambridge joined us, we've got Nottingham have joined us as well, Blue Monkey and Nottingham. Oh yeah, I like Blue Monkey Brewery, excellent, there's nothing wrong with that. Right then, we are about ready to go. It is now 2015. We've got 65 teams logged on so far tonight. Do remember, all the answers will appear in the chat as we go. So if Jen's just joined us, good evening, Jen. Hope all is well with you. Right, are we all ready to go? Question number one, of course, we'll start at the beginning. Has got to start with the letter S. Oh, there is Sarah saying, we're here, been chatting. Sorry, there's nothing wrong with chatting. That's what it's all about. The whole idea of joining in the quiz is to do a bit of, join with some friends and do a bit of chatting. That's all we ever do anyway when we go down the pub, and drink a bit, obviously, but not too tricky. Now then, round number one, Lydia's put it up. Your first answer has got to start with the letter S, and it goes something like this. Question number one. The Carnival of the Animals is a humorous musical suite of 14 movements written by which French romantic composer? I only need your surname. So the Carnival of the Animals is a humorous musical suite of 14 movements written by which French romantic composer? Oh, John Potter's just joined us. Good evening, John. How's things for you? All right. Evening, Nick. Has your plastic grass started growing? Oh, you have to weed. You'll be surprised. You have to weed, plastic grass, because you do get the odd piece of grass growing through it. And if it's not grass, it's the odd weed growing through it. So, yes, I'm always out there checking to make sure that it's... I'm the one that pulls all the weeds up. The other problem with artificial grass, you can get moss growing in it as well. That's more troublesome to get out, but never mind. Right, question number two, starting with the letter U, of course, as in Sunday. Sacred to the indigenous people of the area and listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. What is the Aboriginal name for Ayers Rock? So question two again, sacred to the indigenous people of the area and listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. What is the Aboriginal name for Ayers Rock? Do remember that's got to start with the letter U. U for uniform. Question number three, just to help you, drop the definite article in front of the what you might, or the, yeah, that'll do. Question number three, employing an estimated 1.6 million people. Who or what is Britain's largest employer? It's a three-word answer I'm after. Do remember to drop the word the from the beginning of that. So employing an estimated 1.6 million people. Who or what is Britain's largest employer? Well, then, Ian, you'll have to tell me, do hedgehogs rootle about on wet evenings? Or do they have to come out in the dry? I don't know. A lot of animals tend to shade during rain and whatever else. I don't know what hedgehogs do. Or perhaps curl up into a ball and just go to sleep for the night. Maybe not. Question number four starts with the letter D, as in Sunday. Which film featured Robin Williams playing an English teacher called John Keating, who inspires his students through his teaching of poetry? So which film featuring Robin Williams playing an English teacher called John Keating, who inspires his students through his teaching of poetry? Captain, oh Captain, I remember it well. Oh, Kevin's saying he feeds one every evening. But do you feed them when it's pouring the rain, or do they scuttle away? And I don't know. Don't know how the rain affects them. Question number five, starting Captain, my Captain. Come on, who wrote that, Robin? It was some American. I'll get it in a second. Question number five, with an area of some 30.3 million kilometres, what is sometimes referred to as the Dark Continent? Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman. I would have got it, honest. Well, I might have done in the end. Question number five again, with an area of some 30.3 million square kilometres, what is sometimes referred to as the Dark Continent? Just a one-word answer I'm after for that one, starting with the letter A, of course, which makes it a bit easier. Question number 6, starting with the letter Y, as in Sunday. With a population of approximately 25,000 people, Whitehorse is the capital of which of the Canadian territories? Our Canadian friends might get that one. So with a population of approximately 25,000 people, Whitehorse is the capital of which of the Canadian territories? Diane says, we're in Rugby drinking Green Gecko. That's a good beer, that is, that Green Gecko. Who brews that? I can't remember. After a huge roast chicken dinner. Sounds great. No, it's 20th century. That's right. Question number 7. In what year of the 20th century did Margaret Thatcher become Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? It's really 21st century now. So in what year of the 20th century did Margaret Thatcher first become Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? If it helps at all, it starts with the number 1, of course. That is a little bit trickier, probably the trickiest one around. I might give you a half a point if you're in within a year either way. Question number 8, one for you to work out. Pretty straightforward. This has got to start with the number 6. What number would you get if you were to add the number of chromosomes in an individual cell of the human body and the number of balls on a snooker table at the start of a game? So question 8 again, what number would you get if you were to add the number of chromosomes in an individual cell of the human body and the number of balls on a snooker table at the start of a game? Surprisingly, it starts with the number 6. What's that? Nice one, Chris. Yes, let's not tell Roy there's half points in anywhere. I don't know what. Don't tell Roy. We won't tell Roy. Roy's not watching, apparently. He'll have one eye on the football. He'll never be answering any of the questions. He'll be leaving it to Carol and Hillary. I can see it coming, but never mind. Question number 9. Listen carefully. Remember, this starts with the letter T. What is the correct name given to the small dot on top of lowercase letters J and I? I've missed a word out there, Lee. So question 9 again. What is the correct name given to the small dot on top of the lowercase letters J and I? And finally, question number 10, starting with the letter H. Acids and alkalis are measured on the pH scale, but what does the H actually stand for? So acids and alkalis are measured on the pH scale, but what does the H actually stand for? There's a bit of debate over the letter P, but not so much over the letter H. Bottles run out. Well, I've still got half of that. So there we have it. Now, do remember all the questions are in the chat column. So if you did sign up a little bit late or come into the quiz a little bit late, they are all there. We haven't heard anything from Roy, so he's clearly not going to be debating half points on things at the moment. Right, have you got all your answers down, Angela? Yep. In which case, let's go through. Anybody need any extra time? I don't suppose it's one of those rounds you really should know all those, or not at all. It's not something you've got to work out or work backwards. Right, number one then, starting with letter A. Of course, it was Sanson. I was after Sanson. Number two is Uluru, Uluru. Number three, of course, was the National Health Service, or National Health Service. I did say drop the left or the. Question number four, the film was Dead Poets Society, Dead Poets Society. Number five, The Dark Continent, of course, was better known, was alternatively known as Africa, or is Africa, what am I on about? Question number six is the Yukon, of course. Number seven, Margaret Thatcher first became Prime Minister in 1979. What number would you get if you were to add the number of chromosomes in an individual cell, which is, of course, 46, I think, and the number of balls on a snooker table? You would end up with the number 62. Robin's just informed us as a goal in the cricket, not in the cricket. I was going to say a wicket in the cricket, but there's not. There's a goal in the football, and now it's 1-1 apparently. Question number 9. What is the correct name given to the small dot? That's called a tittle. A tittle. Number 10, of course, the pH scale basically is either potential hydrogen or power of hydrogen. So basically hydrogen was what I was after, so the H stands for hydrogen. Right then, Adam, let's set some scores. Let's see how many 10s we've got, a few 9s, a few 8s, but I'm sure you'll have all fared pretty well on that round before we go into the next round, which is, of course, all answers 6 letters wrong. So we've got Chris with a fantastic 8 to start us off. Jed and Tracy are on 8. Michelle's on 8 points. Mick Roberts, a fantastic 9 points there. Nothing wrong with that. Graham Gifford with a 7. PRS are on 8. Sarah and the gang from Worcester are on 6. We've got Julie on 8. Ian Miller's on 7. Pinky and Perky are on 7. Andrew Lewis is on 8. Anthony Ridgway is on 7. Is that the Ridgways in all, I trust? Vanessa's on a 7. Steve Funnell's on 6.5. Well done, Steve. Nicky Bowser's on a 7. Harry, Julie and Caden are on 8. Don Quizzote have come in straight away with a fantastic 10. The Rugby Rotary Club not far behind on a 9. Lisa Lasky, all the way from the other side of the world, on a fantastic 8 points. So well played them. Split the difference on 8. Harry Cage says, and Ian. Sorry, did I not? Harry, Julian, and Caden use. And Ian. Harry, Julian, Ian, and Caden on 8. Yes. John O'Rourke, how many chromosomes? Yes. 46 in each individual cell. Mike Yates is on 7. Anne Anderson's on 6.5. Request, if possible, please don't give the Man United score on. It's on record. Thanks. All right. Okay. It's on record. So, yeah, don't put the score on if it comes on, young Robin. Somebody's just asked you because they're trying to record it. You'll spoil their fun, of course. Elaine's on 9. Martin Davis is on 1. Oh, no, he's now changed it to 7. Oh, sorry, Eileen. Sorry, Eileen. 9. That's a great score. Carol Jackson, what's she put? Question 8. Yeah, 22 snooker balls, that's right, on a table at the beginning of a whatever. And there are 46 chromosomes, of course, in the human cell. 62. Oh, it is 68, isn't it? Oh, I got that wrong. Sorry, I've got it wrong. What did I put 62 down for? You're quite right. It's 46 and 22. Sorry, my fault. Just correct your scores. Anybody that put 62 down is completely wrong. It's 68, of course. I was just testing to see who'd come up with that one, John. Yes, right. Sorry about that. Yes, all right. Wife's correcting me as well, so everybody's correcting me on that one. So basically, yes, of course, there are 68 in total of 22 snooker balls on a table. There are 46 chromosomes in each cell of the human body. So there may be some remarking, but never mind. So yes, do feel free to remark. Don't worry about it. I think everybody can give themselves an extra point for that one. Obviously, except for the team that got them all right, in which case they've got to take one off. Oh dear, oh dear. Never mind. Right then, round number. I wouldn't. You can just add them up for next time. That's fine. That makes us 9. So we've got a lot of 9s, a lot more 8s. So fair play to all of you. Right then, round number 2. All the answers are just 6 letters long. 6 letters long. Okay. So question number 1, being advertised at the moment, especially on the internet. You can get a discount of £350 and 2 years interest-free credit with nothing to pay for the first 3 months if you trade in what in British Gas's August summer promotion? So you can get a discount of £350 and 2 years interest-free credit with nothing to pay for the first 3 months if you trade in what in British Gas's August summer promotion. So one word answer I'm after. God knows what they do with all the trade-ins, but never mind. You trade in your mother, that's fine. Nice one, Martin. Question number 2 is a little trickier. With the formula C6H8O7, what is a weak, organic, naturally occurring acid used throughout the food and drinks industries? The world production of it stood at over 2 million tonnes in 2019. It's probably dropped back, obviously, this year. But with the formula C6H8O7, what is a weak, organic, naturally occurring acid used throughout the food and drinks industry? The world production of it stood at 2 million tonnes in 2019. Or just over, or somewhere about there. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is, but it says American IPA. Well, it doesn't actually, because it's backwards, of course. Give it a try, see what it's like. Right, question number 3. 6-letter answer, so this will help. Also the name of one of the superior planets who was the Roman god of agriculture. So question 3 again. Also the name of one of the superior planets who was the Roman god of agriculture. Question number 4. Remember, all these answers have just got to be 6 letters long. What name is given to a small piece of data sent from a website and stored in a user's web browser while the user is browsing that website? Most annoying because it pops up all the time. Every damn website you go on nowadays. Never used to, but it does now. So what name is given to a small piece of data sent from a website and stored in a user's web browser while the user is browsing that website? Question number 5, again a one-word answer, 6 letters. The name of which martial art was changed circa 1940 from Chinese hand or Tang hand to empty hand? So question 5 again, the name of which martial art was changed circa 1940 from Chinese hand to Tang hand, or Tang hand, sorry, to empty hand? Question number 6. Took me a little bit to get the pronunciation of this right, but never mind. Situated on the Vltava River and home to about 1.25 million people, which city is known as the City of 100 Spires? So question 6. Situated on the Vltava River and home to about 1.25 million people, which city is known as the City of 100 Spires? Remember, it's just 6 letters long. So it could be London, for instance. Question number 7. It's a bit awkward, this, but never mind. It's the singular I'm after. The singular. So the collective nouns a drove or a pace can refer to which gentle four-legged animal? And it's just the singular I'm after. So the collective nouns a drove or a pace can refer to which gentle four-legged animal? Singular I'm after for that. So don't put an S on the end. Question number 8. There are 2 answers, both 6 letters long. And I'm going to give you half a point for each because I figure if you know the first one, you know the second one anyway. So listen carefully. What are the names of the twin brothers and lead stars in the constellation Gemini? So question 8. What are the names of the twin brothers and lead stars in the constellation Gemini? Right, doing all right so far. Question number 9. What is one of the world's oldest and best known general medical journals? And it's been described as one of the most prestigious medical journals in the world. So question 9 again, what is one of the world's oldest and best known general medical journals? And has been described as one of the most prestigious medical journals in the world. It's probably the only one you've ever heard of, unless you're a doctor, of course. Again, just a 6-letter answer I'm after. And finally, question number 10 in this 6-letter round. The name of which household object comes from the Latin meaning admire or to wonder at? So question 10 again. The name of which household object comes from the Latin meaning admire or to wonder at? Remember, it's just a 6-letter answer. And it's not fridge or oven. I wonder how that works. Right, you should have 10 answers, all of which have 6 letters. Well, one's got 2 6-letter words, actually, but never mind. As I said, I'll give you half a point for each of those, but if you know one, you'll know the other anyway. So, right, just make sure you've written something down for all of them. You may have a blank, but if you haven't, you'll be ready to do some marking in that case. Let's see whether I can make any of the answers up again, as I did in the last round, but never mind. God knows how I got that one wrong, but never mind. Here we go then. This is the answer. Question number 1. What can you get a discount of £350 off? Well, that's a new boiler. I was after a new boiler, obviously. British Gas's August promotion. Question number 2. That weak organic acid is citric acid. Citric acid. Apparently they manufacture over 2 million tons of it every year for the food and drinks industry. Number 3. The Roman god of agriculture is Saturn. Number 4. That little bit of data is called a cookie, of course, a cookie. Number 5. Derived from the Chinese hand or Tang hand and changed in circa 1940 to empty hand. It's the art of karate. I want karate. Situated on the Vltava River. Of course, it was the city of Prague I wanted, better known as the 100 Spires, city of 100 spires. Question number 7, a drove or a pace. The gentle four-legged animal I wanted was a donkey. Well done if you worked that one out, a donkey. Number 8, those 2 stars, so called, of course, Gemini, but the twins, were Castor and Pollux. Castor and Pollux. Half point for each of those. I'm sure you didn't need, if you got one, you would have got the other. Question number 9, of course, that medical journal is called The Lancet. And finally, number 10, to admire or to wonder at, it was the mirror. The mirror. So next time you look in the mirror, you're admiring yourself. It comes from the Latin to admire. So well done if you got that. Right then, let's have some scores in and see how we're fared. Do remember to make corrections to your last scores if you haven't already. I'm sure you have. So we've got the Rugby Rotary Club there or thereabouts with a fantastic 19 points. Mike Yates is on 15. We have Michelle on 18 points. We've got Don Quixote on 19 points. The Ridgeways are now on 17 points. Chris Speak says corrected too many right answers. Oh, well, whatever. 16, well done. We've got Graham Gifford on 15. Mike Roberts, well done, Mike, and doing well on 18 points. Andrew Lewis is on 16. Nick Bowers is on 16. The Famous Five are on 19 points. Great score there. Julie Ashcroft on 18.5 points. We've got Martin Davis on 15. He said they peaked last week. You never know. Steve Farnham's on 13.5. Vanessa's on 14 points. Anne Anderson's on 14.5. We've got Home Alone 6 on 19 points. Well played them. Ian Miller on 14. Split the Difference are on 19 points. PRS on 17 points, although you can never count them out. Jed and Tracy are on 16 points. Well played them. We've got Harry, Julie, Ian and Caden on 19 points. We've got Pink and Perky on 15 points. Eileen Williams, we got 14 points. Well played, Eileen. And Lisa Lasky from the USA, Team USA UK on 17 points. Tricky round again. Well, you're not scoring that bad for a tricky round. 17 still well in the running. So I don't think at the moment we've got anybody with a full score, have we? So everybody has at least dropped 1 point. So teams in the lead at the moment got Split the Difference on 19, Home Alone on 19, Famous Five on 19, and we have Don Quixote all on 19 points. So well done them. Right then, round number 3 tonight is a trivia trail. These are dead easy trivia trail. You take the last letter of your first answer, and it's the first letter of your next answer until we get to number 10. Where you take the last letter of number 10, and it is the first letter of number 1. You'll get the idea as we go. So question number 1, which substance does the artist Damien Hirst use to preserve artworks such as The Pursuit of Oblivion and The Physical Impossibility of Death in the Mind of Someone Living? What great titles they are for works of art. So which substance does the artist Damien Hirst use to preserve artworks such as The Pursuit of Oblivion and The Physical Impossibility of Death in the Mind of Someone Living? That's a one-word answer. Right, take the last letter of that answer. The last letter, write it down as the first letter of your next answer. Question number 2. Primarily consumed in the Islamic world, in which country is it thought that coffee first originated? So question 2 again, primarily consumed in the Islamic world, although it's probably much bigger in the Western world than it used to be now. In which country is it thought that coffee first originated? Again, a one-word answer. starting with the last letter of your first answer. Right, question number 3. Obviously, if for those of you, and there's probably 1 or 2 new teams, anybody that hasn't done a trivia trial before, take the last letter of that answer, and it's the first letter of your next answer, number 3. So question number 3, derived from the Greek, meaning a strap to hang something by. What is the name of the largest artery in the human body? Oh, Great White have come in with a fantastic 16.5 points. Well played, Great White. So question 3 again, derived from the Greek, meaning a strap to hang something by. What is the name of the largest artery in the human body? Just a 1-word answer I'm after. Right, take the last letter of that 1-word answer. It's the first letter of this one. Question number 4. A clever, mischievous fairy sprite. In which Shakespeare play does the character of Puck appear? So question 4 again, a clever, mischievous fairy or sprite. In which Shakespeare play does the character of Puck appear? That answer is more than 1 letter, 1 word long, of course. Right, take the last letter of that answer, and it's the first letter of your next answer. Question number 5. Which famous 13th century explorer was particularly associated with travels through Asia along the Silk Road? So which famous 13th century explorer was particularly associated with travels through Asia along the Silk Road? Got my own silk on tonight. My Vietnamese top. Not quite on the Silk Road, but never mind, it was nearly on the way. Right, take the last letter of that answer. It's the first letter of this one. Question number 6. Named in 1870. What is the name of the famous geyser located in Yellowstone National Park? That's a 2-word answer I'm after. So named in 1870. I've written the word name down twice there. What is the name of the famous geyser located in Yellowstone National Park? Yes, I haven't worded that one very well, but never mind. What's new? Right, take the name of that geyser, or the last letter of the name of that geyser, and it's the first letter of question number 7, which may help you. This is a 2-word answer. Question number 7. Ursula is the name of the villain in which 1989 American animated musical fantasy Disney film? And I need you to drop the word the from the beginning of it, so drop the definite article. So Ursula is the name of the villain in which 1989 American animated musical fantasy film, Disney film even. Normally it would be a 3-word answer, but I need you to drop the word the, otherwise the trivia trial won't work. Oh, it's a lot of people's favourite, that is. Good film by any standards. Question number 8. Remember to take the last letter of that film. With adults having a lifespan of between 10 and 15 days, what is the more common name for the crane fly? That can be a bit of a pest at times, but not much. So question 8 again, with adults having a lifespan of between 10 and 15 days, what is the more common name for the crane fly? I have to say, it's probably a common name in the UK. But, Kevin's just saying, been out and fed the hedgehog. Fantastic. With some cat food, you're turning into a cat. Poor thing. Couldn't you have fed it a little bit of Sunday roast or something? Sure, Mom would have enjoyed a bit of Sunday roast, but never mind. Right, take the last letter of that name. Question number 9. Normally triangular in shape, what are fried or baked pastries with a savoury filling, such as spiced potatoes, onions, peas, and ground meats or lentils? This I need a plural for. So normally triangular in shape, what are fried or baked pastries with a savoury filling, such as spiced potatoes, onions, peas, and ground meats or lentils? So one-word answer, and I'll need the plural, please. You can't beat them when you go there, I have to say. They're as good a snack as anything, especially at a beer festival as well. Sorry, I'm giving too much away now. Mick Roberts is saying the hedgehog in our garden is also eating dinner. Bloody heck, we've got Kevin Keenan with hedgehogs. Mick Roberts has got hedgehogs. I know Ian Miller's got hedgehogs, so blimey. Must be. I thought they were on the decline, hedgehogs, but never mind. Keep feeding them, lads. The hedgehogs are famously carnivorous, Nicky. Yeah, well, I wasn't thinking of feeding them broccoli and carrots, I was thinking more of the meat that had been left over from a Sunday roast, such as the lamb we had today. They might like that. And finally, question number 10. Remember, take the last letter of the previous answer, which was a plural, which gives you a clue. What name is given to pieces of metal, wood, or stone that are the debris or waste resulting from machining, woodworking, or a similar process? Sarah's saying we have a hedge. My wife had said she's married to a hog. But never mind. So question number 10. What name is given to pieces of metal, wood, or stone that are the debris or waste resulting from machining, woodworking, or similar processes? Now, do remember the last letter of that answer, which is a one-word answer, takes you all the way back to your first answer. It's the first letter of the first answer. It's not, Robin. It's not quite so easy in the chat because I've got about half a dozen things to chat at after time. And I'm also trying to run the quiz at the same time, so it's not easy sometimes to understand what's going on all the time. Right then, I think that was a pretty straightforward round, so we'll do some marking. I don't think we need to go any further with that round. No more time needed, so we'll start off that, isn't that a great name, isn't it, for a piece of artwork? Physical impossibility of death in the mind of someone living. Here we go then, formaldehyde was what I was after. That in turn gave you the E for Ethiopia, the African country, where coffee apparently originated. That gave you the A for the aorta, the largest artery in the human body. That in turn gave you the A for a Midsummer Night's Dream, a Midsummer Night's Dream. That gave you the M for Marco Polo, that famous 13th century explorer. That in turn gave you the O for Old Faithful, that geezer that you find in Yellowstone Park for anybody that's been there. Apparently it's quite magnificent. That gives you the L for Little Mermaid. I was after Little Mermaid. I did ask you to drop the word the in front of that. That gave you the D for the daddy longlegs, of course. The crane fly is also known in the UK as a daddy longlegs, or more popularly known as a daddy longlegs. That in turn gave you the S for those triangular-shaped pastries, known as samosas, of course, samosas, which I'd asked for the plural. That ended with the S, and of course, waste or debris from the machining process is known as swarf. Swarf, that's S-W-A-R-F. So well done if you got that right. And that, of course, took you all the way back to formaldehyde. So I'm expecting a few 10s out of 10s on that round. So we have Chris Fleek straight in with 25 points. Well done, Chris. Mike Yates also on 25 points. Some good scores in so far. Martin Davis now on 24 points. Harry, Julie, Ian and Caden on 29 points. Don Guizzotti on 29 points. Jed and Tracy doing very well on 26 points. Mick Roberts also doing very well, 26. The Ridgeways on 27 points now. Pinky and Perfy are on 25. Graham Gifford and the Giffords from sunny Cambridge on 24 points. Sarah and the gang are on 23 points. Nick Bowers on 27 points. Julie Ashcroft's on 28.5 points. That's a great score. Home Alone 6 are on 29 points. Andrew Lewis is on 26 points. Anne Anderson doing very well on 24.5. Ian Miller's on 21 points. Split the Difference also on 29 points. The Famous Five on 29 points. We have Michelle Gibbons on 27. PRS are on 27. Team UK USA are on 27 points. Steve Farnland on 21.5 points. Eileen Williams is on 21 points. And the Rugby Rotary Club are also on 29 points. Eileen Williams is on 21. Well played, Eileen. And Vanessa's also on 21 points. So everybody's in there or thereabouts. That was a tricky trail round. Now then, round number 4, pretty straightforward. All the answers start with the letter A. Let me just have a look, see whether they're all one-word answers. No, they're not all one-word answers. No, they're not. Let's not say they're all one-word answers because most of them aren't. Right, here we go then. All starting with the letter A. A for astronaut. Or something like that. Just get to the bottom of the chat, sorry. Quickly get my questions back up on the screen. Nice easy one to get you going. Well, maybe. Honoured in the Catholic Church as Saint Teresa of Calcutta. In which country was Mother Teresa born? So, honoured in the Catholic Church as Saint Teresa of Calcutta. In which country was Mother Teresa born? That country's got to start with the letter A, remember. A, all the answers start with the letter A. Question number 2. Born on the 31st of January 1797, what nationality was the classical composer Franz Schubert? So, born on the 31st of January 1797, what nationality was the classical composer Franz Schubert? Not too tricky. Well, I hope it's not too tricky anyway. Don't tell Joker, don't worry. It's half time on the Man United game. Yep, it's half time, all right. Question number 3. This couldn't get easier. Well, it could have done because we had one back this last week, but never mind, very similar. In the NATO phonetic alphabet, what word is used to describe the letter A? We're hardly testing that one, but never mind. So, in the NATO phonetic alphabet, what word is used to describe the letter A? Now, if anybody doesn't get that right, shouldn't be doing the quiz. No, that's not fair. Don't tell him, Nick. Don't tell him. Question number 4 is a little trickier. I've got a 7-word answer for this. There's a few things in the middle of it. So here we go. What do the letters ASLEF stand for, as in the trade union? So what do the letters ASLEF stand for? That's A-S-L-E-F. And I have a 7-word answer. Bit of a tricky one, that, but never mind. Let's see how you fare with that. Might be a little bit lenient with that, but we'll see. Question number 5. This is one for you to work out. It's a little anagram. What is the only one-word anagram of the word stationed? So question 5 again. What is the only one-word anagram of the word stationed? Lydia's put it in the chat so you can read it carefully there. See whether you can decipher it. Juggle it about and come up with the only word possible. That's not too bad, this Harper's American IPA. Yeah, it's all right. Right, question number 6 is a little easier. If your birthday was on April Fool's Day, under what star sign would you have been born? Not too hard if you imagine all the answers start with the letter A. So if your birthday was on April Fool's Day, under what star sign would you have been born? Well, I'm sure we all got that one right, and I'm sure we'll all get this one right. Question number 7, composed in the last years of her life, during which she remained in her house as an invalid, who wrote the 1877 novel Black Beauty? So question 7 again, composed in the last years of her life, during which she remained in her house as an invalid, who wrote the 1877 novel Black Beauty? Don't know why she was an invalid, but never mind. Fine, she hadn't fallen off her horse. Sorry. Oh dear. Question number 8. In which Commonwealth country did the 2000 Summer Olympic Games take place? Pretty straightforward, that one. Remember, all your answers got to start with the letter A. So in which Commonwealth country did the 2000 Summer Olympic Games take place? Question mine's a bit trickier. It's a 4-word answer I'm after. On which of REM's albums would you find the songs Man on the Moon and Everybody Hurts? That was a good track. So on which of REM's albums would you find the songs Man on the Moon and Everybody Hurts? Everybody hurts. I say, I've heard that for a long time. Let's put that on. And do you want me to sing it, Robin? If you want a nice song, I can burst into song. That's right. Voice UK, whatever they call it. The Voice. It's Nick. I always wanted to be an opera singer. And finally, question number 10, 2-word answer. Who said, science without religion is lame, religion without science is blind? So question 10 again, who said, science without religion is lame, religion without science is blind? That's a good quote by any standards, isn't it? How's everybody doing with the anagram? Do remember all the answers start with the letter I, which gives you a little bit of help with the anagram. Right, does anybody need any extra time? Just put in the chat quickly, if you are chatting. Yes, there's a few people need a little bit longer. Okay, I'll get it on the clock. Give a minute and a half, and then we'll crack on. Get yourself a beer, or try and work that anagram out. I used to hate it when we did the quiz up at the on Thursday night, the Jolly Abbot sometimes, and we'd often do an anagram or something, and of course you'd have to hand your sheet in, and just after you'd handed your sheet in, you'd work the damn thing out, didn't you? There's nothing worse than that. Oh dear God. My wordsmith is rearranging letters as we speak. Now stop cheating. You don't go on your phones to work an anagram out, but you can do. No. Heaven forbid, no. Question 10. What do I want for question 10? Oh, it's a two-word answer. Murray, it's a two-word answer, okay? Question number 10 is a two-word answer. So obviously it's his first name that starts with the letter I was after. Right, another 30 seconds, then we're going to do some marking, okay? Well, nearly, Roy. Very, very close. That's it. Okay, then. Let's do some marking. Come on. I'm sorry if you haven't managed to work it out, but never mind. Question number 1. Honoured by the Catholic Church, Mother Teresa was born in Albania. Well done if you got that. Question number 2, of course, Franz Schubert was born in Austria. He was an Austrian. Number 3, of course, was Alpha. Number 4 is a bit trickier. ASLEF stands for Associated Society of Locomotive Engineers and Firemen. So Associated Society of Locomotive Engineers and Firemen. Number 5, the word stationed can be rearranged, and to give you that one word, antidotes. What the world's after at the moment, some antidote to this damn virus we've got. Number 6, of course, the star sign would be Aries. Number 7 was Anna Sewell, who wrote Black Beauty. Number 8, of course, was Australia. That was a bit easier, the Commonwealth country. Number 9 was trickier. Automatic for the People. Automatic for the People was the name of the REM album, Man on the Moon and Everybody Hurts comes from. And final number 10, who said science without religion is lame, a religion without science is blind? That was Albert Einstein. Great, well, it's asking for some more time. They might be a bit delayed, might be the satellite going around the world, but never mind. Of course, we've got Sputnik 5, haven't we now? Why have they named this vaccine Sputnik 5? Come on, Robin, you come up with that. It's supposed to mean fellow traveller, isn't it? Right, we have Jed and Tracy on a fantastic 33 points. PRS on a fantastic 37 points. Chris Speaks on 33. The Rugby Rotary Club are on 38 points. Martin Davis is on 32. Mick Roberts on 34. That's a great score for you. And Bev Mink, that's a great score. Sarah's on 30 points. Steve Farnham's on 30.5. Michelle's on 36 points. Julie Ashcroft now on 38.5 points. Well played, Julie. Ian Miller's on 30. We have Home Alone 6 are on 37 points. Anthony Ridgway on 37 points. It looks like a Ridgway match head-to-head there. We've got Pinky and Perky on 32. Anne Anderson's on 33. The Giffords, Graham certainly is on 32 points. The famous five are on 38.5 points. Well played them. Harry, Julie, Ian and Caden on 37 points. Mike Yates is on 32. Vanessa says poor 28 points. That's a shame. Split the difference from 39 points. Mary and Don Quixote are on 37. Nick Bowers, what's question 8, please? Is there some, what was question 8? Question 8 was Australia. Australia, that Commonwealth country. 2000 Olympics in Sydney, I think, was what they were after. Andrew Lewis, 34.5 points. And Team UK USA, Lisa and the gang, are on 36 points. So at the moment, we have one team just out in the lead on their own, split the difference from 39 points. So that's the target score. We've got the famous 5 on 38.5 points. And we have the Rugby Rotary Club are on 38. And we have Julie Ashcroft also on 38.5 points. That's a great score, Julie. Right then, round number 5 tonight. We're getting towards the end. This is entitled Doctors and Nurses. Doctors and Nurses. So what do we know about doctors and nurses? So question number 1, listen carefully. It's a one-word answer I'm after. Created by screenwriter Terry Nation originally for the 1975 serial Genesis of the Daleks. Who was their famous creator? That's the Daleks' famous creator. So created by screenwriter Terry Nation originally for the 1975 series Genesis of the Daleks. Who was their famous creator? If you want to know what Doctor's got to do with it, of course it was Doctor Who. So who created the Daleks, basically? Nice, easy one to get you going. Question number 2 for all you players of bingo. In the world of bingo number nicknames, which number is referred to as doctor's orders? Doctor's orders. So in the world of bingo number nicknames, which number is referred to as doctor's orders? Question number 3. Plainsboro Teaching Hospital in New Jersey is the setting for which very popular medical drama, which ran from November 2004 to May 2012. So Plainsboro Teaching Hospital in New Jersey is the setting for which very popular medical drama, which ran from November 2004 to May 2012. Question number 4. After graduating from Emmanuel College, Cambridge, and St Bartholomew's Hospital Medical College, which member of the Monty Python team turned down a career as a doctor to be a comedian instead? Sounds a sensible choice, really, but never mind. So after graduating from Emmanuel College, Cambridge, and St Bartholomew's Hospital Medical College, which member of the Monty Python team turned down a career as a doctor to be a comedian instead? I think that's what I'd choose if I got the chance. Question number 5. Who appeared on the £10 note between 1975 and 1992? A polyglot, she spoke many languages fluently, including English, German, French, Italian, and Greek. A woman of many talents, apparently. So question number 5 again. Who appeared on the £10 note between 1975 and 1992? A polyglot, she spoke many languages fluently, including English, German, French, Italian, and Greek. Good word, that polyglot, isn't it? Question number 6. Let's see whether you can remember her name. What is the surname of the fictional nurse and main antagonist in the book and film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? She portrays a cold, heartless tyrant and became a stereotypical battle axe. Pretty heartless, as I remember. So what is the surname of the fictional nurse and main antagonist in the book and film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? She's portrayed as a cold, heartless tyrant and became a stereotypical battle axe. Question number 7, I'm sure you'll all get this one. Believed to be the most prolific serial killer in modern history. Which doctor was found guilty of 15 murders on the 31st of January 2000? That is in the UK, of course. So believed to be the most prolific serial killer in modern history. Which doctor was found guilty of 15 murders on the 31st of January 2000? I think his defence team said he didn't want them to suffer. That was his excuse. Question number 8. On the 3rd of December 1967, a large medical, nursing and technical team led by which famous surgeon performed the first human heart transplant? Sure you all know that one. So on the 3rd of December 1967, a large medical, nursing and technical team led by which famous surgeon performed the first human heart transplant? Right, has anybody else been out to feed the hedgehogs tonight? I'll have to make a little, I think it's time we made a little hoggy tackle in the corner, see whether we can encourage any in our garden. I don't quite know how they get in my garden though, but we'll have to see. Question number 9. Which novel of 1920 featured a parrot called Polynesia, a pig called Gub Gub, and a goose called Dab Dab? Oh, Ian's saying the hogs are feeding at the moment. Fantastic. So question number 9 again. Which novel of 1920 featured a parrot called Polynesia, a pig called Gub Gub, and a goose called Dab Dab? What's this called? Parky? Parky? What, is he coming from the bar? Or is he a bit parky? Is he a bit cold? Yeah, warm-blooded. And finally, question number 10, listen carefully. Which fictional army major is the head nurse of the 4077 Mobile Army Surgical Field Hospital? I'm sure you all know that one. So which fictional army major is the head nurse of the 4077 Mobile Army Surgical Field Hospital? Blimey, being at a fox. Now tell me, do foxes like hedgehogs, or do they curl up and defend themselves against foxes? I expect they're a bit spiky for a fox, I don't know. I'm not sure what hedgehogs probably, what are their natural predators? They must have some. I expect badgers don't like hedgehogs much. They just curl up and the fox doesn't try eating them, I suppose. Cars, yes. They probably see off quite a few. Could be a blimey. Right then, do we need any of those repeating, or are we happy? We seem to be a quiz team full of nature lovers anyway. Lots of people seem to have hedgehogs in their gardens. It is excellent. Right then, do we need any more time, or have we got answers for all those? You got answers for everything, Angela? Yep. Right. I think, does anybody need any more time? Are we happy with those? Right then, here we go then. The famous creator of the Daleks was a guy called Davros. Davros. I'm sure we've all heard of that. Number 2, doctor's orders. The number 9 is what I was after. Number 9. Number 3, Plainsboro Teaching Hospital, of course, in New Jersey, with the setting for House MD, or just House. Number 4, after graduating from Emmanuel College, the guy I was after in the Monty Python team was Graham Chapman. Graham Chapman. Well done if you remembered that or worked that one out. Number 5, of course, was Florence Nightingale. Number 6, Nurse Ratched. Nurse Ratched. That was a tricky one, wasn't it? In One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I can see her now. Number 7, that serial killer was Harold Shipman. Number 8, I was after Dr. Christian Barnard, of course, was the surgeon really to carry out the first heart transplant. Number 9 was Dr. Dolittle, of course, that novel in 1920. And finally, number 10, the army major was Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan Penobscot. Penobscot. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I should have just said Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan, but never mind. They all seem to have strange names, these things. So there we have it. There are your 10 answers to that tricky round of doctors and nurses. Martin's just said, I bought my 85-year-old mother the entire box set of MASH to keep her entertained. I have to say, it was a great, easy. If you play them in order, they're fantastic. It's a bit like Bilko. Much the same kind of thing. Right, Mike Yates has come in with a 41, as is Mick Roberts with a 41. We've got the Rugby Rotary Club on 47 points. Jed and Tracy are on 40 points. We've got Ian Miller on 36. Pinky and Perky are on 40. We've got Vanessa Hughes on 36. Got Julie Ash 47.5 points. That's great going. Don Quixote and the gang are on 45. The Ridgeways now on 44. Sarah and the gang are on 36. Home Alone 6. They've just pulled ahead of the Ridgeways again on 46 points. Well played them. Michelle Gibbons is on 43. Grant Gifford and the gang are on 40. Nick Bowers is on 44. The famous five are on 48.5 points. Well played them. Chris Speak on 41. Andrew Lewis on 41.5. Anne Anderson is on 42. Split the difference. They've only dropped a point so far on 49 points. Well played them. Harry, Julie, Ian and Caden are on 45. Come on, Captain Caden. You tell them. We've got a book up on the last round. Martin Davis on 42. We've got Team UK USA on a fantastic 45 points. Steve Farland's on 35.5. And we have PRS on 46 points. So it's all to play for as we go into the last round, because we have some tricky questions as normal in the general trivia round. None more so than the first one, which is your anagram, which I'm going to give you plenty of time to try and work out. I will accept half a point for 2-word answer, but if you can get all 4 words or all 4 names, I will give you a full point. So here we go then. Which famous Canadian female singer is an anagram of adulterate mice, no, I decline? So which famous Canadian female singer is an anagram of adulterate mice, no, I decline? Lydia will put it in the chat so you can read it and work it out backwards. It's a 4-word answer I'm after. You all know by just 2 words. But if you can get all 4, it's an extra half point there for you. Right, turning to the football, let's see who's tumbling down now. Oh, yes, he's just fallen over, been pulled up by the ref. Dear, dear, dear. So Kevin's just saying Parky's had his dinner. Excellent. So how much does your average adult hedgehog eat then? I mean, do you put a cat bowl full out, or do you put a dog bowl full out, or what do you do? How do you know when they're not hungry anymore? Do they run off? I suppose they probably do. Never mind. Oh, Great White have just come in with their score. 44.5 points. Well played. Great White doing really well tonight. Come on, only a few points off the lead there. Let's see how we can all fare tonight. Right, question number 2. Oh, Steve, don't put the score down. I can delete that. Can I delete it? Yeah. Don't put the scores down. Somebody's recording it tonight. I don't want to know any of the scores. Never mind. Question number 2. Listen carefully. Which famous British artist had himself tied to the mast of a ship so that he could paint a storm? So which, yeah, it's just his surname I'm after. So which famous British artist had himself tied to the mast of a ship so that he could paint a storm? Of course, I don't know how the hell he didn't get the canvas wet. Must have got it wet, surely. I bet all the oil was running all over the place. James just said, little dish, I'll put a handful of biscuits and morsels in 2 dishes. Wow, fantastic. Question number 3, pretty straightforward. Named after a stretch of the river, which university has a rowing 8 called Isis? So question 3, named after a stretch of the river, which university has a rowing 8 called Isis? I'm going to shorten question number 5. I'm going to take out a little bit, just 2 options. Question number 4. Derived from an Anglo-French noun meaning arrow, what name is given to someone who made arrows or makes arrows? So derived from an Anglo-French noun meaning arrow, what name is given to someone who made arrows? Just a one-word answer I'm after. Question number 5. What name connects an ex-England footballer and a bridge that the annual boat race would pass under? So question 5 again. What name connects an ex-England footballer and a bridge that the annual boat race would pass under? How are we doing, everybody? We're there or thereabouts. Question number 6. One of those stupid trick questions. Well, it's not really. February is the shortest month in the year, but which is the longest? So question 6 again. February is the shortest month in the year, but which is the longest? That's in the United Kingdom, of course. May help if you come from the USA. Hey, don't you ask any. Question number 7 is a multiple choice answer, but listen carefully. What is the most electrically conductive metal? I'm going to give you the choice. Is it copper, silver, gold, or platinum? So question 7, what is the most electrically conductive metal? I'll give you the choice. Is it copper, silver, gold, or platinum? Question 7. Right, just 3 to go. Put you all out of misery, see how you fared tonight. Question number 8. This is a bit of a history question. We don't have many of those, but there's one for you. Crowned on the 20th February 1547 at the age of 9, who was the last Tudor king of England and Ireland until his death in 1553? So crowned on the 20th of February 1547 at the age of 9, who was the last Tudor king of England and Ireland until his death in 1553? The Tudors. Lot to answer for that, lot the Tudors. No why. Question number 9. Dead easy, this one. I'm sure we'll all know this. What was the name given to the area of Central Park dedicated to the memory of John Lennon? So question 9 again. What was the name given to the area of Central Park dedicated to the memory of John Lennon? Place I've never been. I think I'd like to go there, but I'm not sure. And finally, question number 10. Put you all out your misery tonight. Which chemical element's name, with the atomic number 15, is derived from the Greek words for light and bearer? Light and bearer. So which chemical element's name, with the atomic number 15, is derived from the Greek words for light and bearer? Just takes you back to your school days, really, that one. Sure you all have seen that. Right, how much time do we need? Just let me know if we need a bit more time to work that anagram out. Remember, I will give you half a point for just 2 of the names. You might need a bit more. I'll give you a full point if you can get all 4 names, which are not so easy. Right, does any teams need any more time? Just let me know in the chat column. Okay then. Chris is saying yes, please. Does anybody else want any longer? Another 30 seconds, then we'll do some marking. Put you all out of misery. It's great to see so many teams. We've had 65, 66 teams tonight, and it's not bad at all. Going to test drive a Lexus hybrid. Sounds good to me. Why not, Ian? Give it a go. See how you go. I think the Lexus hybrid's one of the, isn't that? I think that's one of the better hybrids, to be quite honest. I don't know. You don't fancy going all electric like me, then? Just go for it. Depends on the mileage you do and where you go, really, whether it's worth going full electric, and whether you've got a charging point on your house, of course. But it's very cheap driving electric, that's for sure. There are a few things that annoy me about my car, but it's because they're preset programs on certain things, and I have to keep switching them off all the blooming time, which annoys me, but never mind. Yeah, Nick, I still waiting for a bike voucher. Yeah, well, I was doing the same. I've got a nice tandem, but I've got this clapped out bike in my shed, which the seat's knackered and there's a few bolts missing from the back, and I wanted to get it going again. And I was quite keen when Boris said they were going to give £50 to everybody for a bike voucher and all that coppers. And then, of course, I goes online at midnight, you know, when they said it was coming out, and the site was down. It said, oh no, overloaded, all these coppers. So 4 in the morning, I woke up just out of the blue, and I thought, oh, I'll go back on the site. So I went on at 4 in the morning, and then it said, it's all gone. And I thought, what the hell's going on here? You know, site, oh God. So I never did give me 50 quid, and I'm sure you're still waiting for yours. Right then, let's go back. Let's do some marking and see how we've all fared. I think we've all had long enough now to sort this last round out. So the famous Canadian singer, of course, was Celine Dion, but her middle names were Marie Claudette. Marie Claudette. So it's Celine Marie Claudette Dion. Well done. If you work that out, that's a full point. If you only got Celine Dion, that's half a point all the same. Question number 2. The famous British artist, of course, was Turner, that strapped himself to the mast of a ship. Number 3, Isis, of course, is a stretch of River Thames in Oxford. So it's Oxford I was after, Oxford University. Number 4, the Anglo-French noun meaning arrow is fletch, as in Fletcher, a person that makes arrows. Number 5, what connects an ex-England footballer and a bridge that your annual boat race would pass under? It only passes under 2 bridges, Putney and Barnes Bridge. And of course, it was Barnes I was after. Barnes Bridge, as in John Barnes, the footballer. Number 6, of course, February being the shortest month. The longest is October because the clocks go back. So it lasts 31 days and 1 hour. I know that's a bit of a stupid question, but don't worry. Question number 7, the most electrically conductive metal is silver. For some reason it is. It's got a better crystal structure than any others, apparently. It's rarely used because, of course, it's more expensive than copper and or aluminium, which is used a lot. Question number 8, that was a tricky one. Crowned on the 20th of February, 1547. Henry VIII's son, of course, was crowned King of England, and it was Edward VI. Edward VI. Well done if you worked that one out. He was crowned in 1547, died in 1553. Then Lady Jane Grey came to the throne for a few days before she was ousted by, of course, Bloody Mary. And then she was ousted by Elizabeth I, of course. No, you don't get after Edward. Number 9 was Strawberry Fields, of course. And finally, number 10, the element I was after, that thing that was super bright in the classes at school, whenever you've seen it, is phosphorus. I doubt whether anybody ever gets it anymore, but never mind. So there we have it. Now, Robin, why you put, don't forget Hammersmith Bridge. Oh, fair enough. So, Lydia's put the answers down. Let's get some answers in to see how we have fared. Jed and Tracy are on 48 points. Rugby Rotary Club, they've got to be in the running there with 56 points. They were joint winners last week. That's a great score. Ridgeway's ending up on 50 points. Well played there. Mike Yates, 46.5. Well played, Mike. Fared very well tonight. Graham Gifford on 47.5 points. Chris, he's put a great quiz, but he hasn't put his score down. Pinky and Perky on 48. Mick Roberts, 50 points. That's great. Sarah and the gang from Worcester, well played, Eula, on 45.5 points. Michelle on 51 points. Nick Bowers on 50 points. Well played. Julie Ashcroft, that's a great score. 55.5 points. Well played, you. Famous 5, 57.5 points. That's going to take some beating. Ian Miller saying Paul on 42, but never mind. Martin Davis, he did better last week. Not quite so well this week, Martin, but never mind. 47 points is great. Don Quizzotti on 54 points. That's up in the running. That's a great score. We've got Home Alone on 52 points. That's another good score. As is PRS on 56 points. That's a great score as well. Andrew Lewiston's on 49.5. Now then, let's see what we got. Harry, Julie, Ian, 52. Caden has resigned and gone to join the famous 5. I think he's gone to bed. Should have gone to bed about an hour ago, but never mind. Oh, don't tell me. He's gone to watch the football. Split the difference. I thought they were going to be there or thereabouts. 58 points. Well played, split the difference. Team UK US are on 51 points. It's getting harder every week. No, it's just still very good. 51 out of a possible 60 is, God knows what percentage that is, but it's still a very high percentage. I could work it out, but none of this time I know. Thanks, Matthew. He said, thanks, Nick. Great quiz. Thanks, Lydia. Well, thanks to you. So the running order we have. Let's have a look. Winning tonight by half a point. We have split the difference on 58 points. They picked the famous 5, who fantastic 57.5 points. Well played, you. And then we've got 2 teams on 56 points. We've got the Rugby Rotary Club and we've got PRS, both ending up on 56 points. That's some game. Then we had a number of teams in the high fit. I reckon anybody that scored in the 50s tonight has done extremely well. So thanks everybody for coming along and doing the quiz tonight. There was some testing questions there, some that you should have known, some that you didn't. And well done everybody for taking part. And thank you very much. We will see most of you, or some of you, on Wednesday night. If you're up for a quiz on Wednesday night, same time, same channel, just tune in. If I'm bored you already. If not, do come and join us next Sunday. I've got to write 2 quizzes rather quick this week because we're hopefully going away next weekend, but we will be back to do the quiz Sunday night to keep you all going. So thanks everybody for coming and joining us. Thanks for Team UK USA. Thanks to PRS. Nick Barrow says thanks. Ian Miller, good night to you. Jed and the gang, thank you very much. Michelle, thanks and well played you. Chris Meads. What's that? Oh, did I not mention the Wednesday quiz? Well, I will be doing the Wednesday quiz as well. Oh, did I? Did I not mention Wednesday night's quiz? So Wednesday night's quiz, same time, same place, same venue, even probably the same room unless it improves outside. So we have, Wednesday night quiz, Sunday night quiz, same time. Next week, we'll see how we all fare. So thank you very much for some great scores there tonight. Didn't catch some of the top teams out, unfortunately, but never mind. We are off to, says Carol. Fantastic. Where are you off to, Carol? You'll have to let me know. Oh, where are you off to? Oh, we're going up to Ashover in, sorry, where are you off to? We're going up on Friday night to, during the day, to Ashover in Derbyshire. We'll have a few beers at the Poets' Corner, do a bit of cycling, and then we're spending Saturday night there with a few friends from the pub, so it'll be great. Great White ended up with a fantastic 51.5 points. Well played, and congratulations, Toronto. Hope all is well with you. What's the weather like in Toronto at the moment? I can't believe it's 107 degrees like it is in California, but never mind. Yeah, thanks, Carol. Good night to everybody from Crick, all our friends from all over the world and from anywhere else in the United Kingdom. So thanks, everybody. We will see you next week. Do come and join us either on Wednesday or on Sunday, or on both if you're really feeling up for it. So good night all. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again.